So Heat with a comfortable win. Friar, what are the chances the Sixers can come back in this thing? Like, do we even know what's happening with Joel Embiid?
I would say the chances they come back in this are zero. As much as I did like them coming into the series with Joel Embiid healthy, he is not. And even when and if he does come back, I don't trust that he's going to be the guy that he can be. The only question to me now is, it's going to be done in 4 games or is it going to be done in 5? I don't think it's going to go 6 because I don't think Joel Embiid is going to be that same guy when he comes back. I think he can give them, 1 win, lift them to that point. But I think what we've seen in this series is the Sixers have been exposed. More specifically, James Harden has been exposed. Doc Rivers as well. We've been reminded how, he's had success over his career, but really he's not as good as we thought he was. And James Harden, I mean, again, it breaks my heart to see James Harden failing in the playoffs yet again. But I think we need to realize that this is what this guy does in the postseason. He is not the alpha. He cannot lead a team, far in the postseason at all. So yeah, I have no problem saying this series is going to be done in 5. It's just a matter of if Embiid comes back, okay, it might not be a sweep.
Ryan, which series out of these two is likely going to end in a sweep?
If I had to choose one, it's this Heat-Sixers game, but I don't think there's zero chance. Like, the Sixers could have a bad pregame meal and have to forfeit. But that's basically it. I don't like their odds. The Heat play such solid defense, and they scheme perfectly. Spo is a mastermind. I don't think that he gets enough credit. But it's just plug and play. As long as you can play defense, you're going to play for the Heat. They're doubling James Harden every single time he crosses half court. They're going to say, okay, Maxey, go beat us, which Maxey played very well last night. But Embiid, I think, helps. If they have any hope, the Sixers are coming back, Embiid's going to have a monster game 3 or 4, but I don't see it happening. I have Heat sweeping.
Maddie, I mean, Suns with a convincing win. Like, is it time to start looking at them in a sweep, plus 220, or the Suns in 5 at plus 170?
I mean, I like the Suns, but I have to respond to the Miami thing, because if Joel Embiid is playing, I think the Sixers are better than the Heat. I really believe that. And maybe it's a 50% healthy version of Embiid, and then it's a different conversation. But I agree with a lot of what these guys are saying when it comes to James Harden and Doc Rivers, and DeAndre Jordan, of course, is not a very good player, but Embiid fixes all of those problems. I mean, obviously, DeAndre Jordan's not playing very much, if at all, if Embiid's healthy. So I don't think the series is over unless Embiid's not playing. So I'll leave it there. Like, if he's done, they're done for sure. But I don't think the Heat are that great of a team, and we saw different points this year where they were healthy and just weren't good. And Eric Spoelstra was the coach of the team for the whole season, and they still had defensive lapses and offensive lapses. Like, they were not a team that just coasted to the 1 seed. They got out to a really strong start to the regular season, avoided COVID issues and injuries better than most teams, and then kind of backed into the 1 seed while other teams almost wound up catching them. So, like, I think this series is live, but it's all contingent on Embiid. Like, I don't know if he's going to play, and if he doesn't, then this clearly doesn't look very good for Philly. But I think that plus 500 is like a pretty insane value if Embiid is back for game 3.